learned from the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming in August 12th, 2020, and today was probably one of the most wildest days in the market. A lot of things happened today, and it could have some implications here moving forward. Again, we've been watching this, but you saw a lot of different things, or at least things are developing. I mean, it's even weird to say the first piece of news was a Russian vaccine. Russia said they have a vaccine. They even tested it on Putin's daughter, and they're calling it Sputnik 5. So I couldn't even tell what was real or not in the morning, but that is a factual news. That's what came out this morning. It brought the markets up, but then you see here, we ended up closing red, and this was very, very, very big. I talked about this. I mean, I use my crazy 1-minute charts. You could kind of see it, but this was a lot bigger of a velocity, or the short-term move and how this happened. It was very, very big. So there's a few things with Congress. We learned about Biden and Kamala Harris. There was even Tesla after hours. There's a lot of stuff, but today was truly crazy in many, many ways, or at least you saw things develop. So moving forward, there's a lot of pieces to watch. I'm going to point them out for you, but there's a few things in the air. We saw markets move today. Let's see what happens. And by Friday, we will have some good information to make some good plays. So we have a lot to talk about. I have the keys. I got the plays that I'm looking at, the ones we made today, and really just the outline for the rest of the week and what happened today. So let's not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free $99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list, come to life, and yes, tomorrow there's going to be a bunch of people talking about Tesla. I mean, just watch. So that if you want to see, if you like Tesla, you're into Elon, Tesla stock, any of that in nature, anything, I mean, you'll probably want to be there tomorrow. Just don't hurt me if I buy like a put or any. I'll get a call. I mean, I'm not none of the recommendation. I'm sure there's some reason can lose almost financial because I'm personally thinking of a wonderful day. Yeah, you get it. And the most important thing you need to do, post or watch this below. That assumes you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything? Post them below and source that info. Shout out to Chad. We need eyes, especially in this market. It's heating up a little bit. I hope you're ready. But right off the bat, there's no other way to put this. Today was wild. Again, the Russian vaccine, that caused the market to go up. I think that's interesting. Even after hours today, Myrna started going up. Trump mentioned them. He said they're getting 100 million doses or something to that nature. So that's bringing up them. Even Guild went up. There's even some Guild news today. But this was one of the largest velocity moves in months. And there's a few things. You pretty much saw a sell-off across all assets. At one point, we were up. Everything was up. NASDAQ, Dow, S&P, Russell, and then they all ended red. But I will say this, some of this move was kind of hidden by the rotation because Dow only closed down 1/3%, but NASDAQ was down 1.6. Now, here's the thing that's happening. This is similar to a few months ago, or at least we haven't really, this is more volatility today than what we've seen because you're getting bigger moves. Pretty much, you saw a somewhat of a liquidation. Again, we'll talk about how the news aligned, and I'll show you guys on the chart, but even in that nature, what you even saw today was the biggest move down in silver since 2008, and then gold dropped $100, and that's huge. Today was the biggest single-day move since 2013. So all of this stuff happened today, but now if you've been following along, you guys have seen bonds, and we've been talking about this, even the dollar and UUP and even TLT now. So we'll come to the chart. You could even see this is TLT. Imagine what that means with what's happening to bonds. I mean, here's GLD. This is a big drop. Even the SPY, but things are a lot higher. Again, this is really jacking up the value of everything. Again, what's the real price of stuff, this whole inflation stuff? So things are churning right now, and that's why I'm saying it's a very interesting day, but these are all big moves in every single one of these. I mean, it has my attention. That's what I'm saying. By the end of the week, we'll be able to see what's happening. But this is very interesting all in all. And again, I think today just stands out. And I don't know if a lot of people caught it, but today just definitely stands out. Even in the last 2-3 weeks, this was a very unique day in and of itself. But now coming to what happened, this is when everything started. This is the previous clothesline. That's when things really got bad. But a few things happened. It was earlier that the Biden-Kamala Harris news or stuff, the announcement of the running mate came out, and then it did kind of correlate around here. Some people want to say it's because of that, because Kamala Harris, I don't even know what to call it. People were saying is that she has a pretty different stance on stocks and gains, and that could be one thing. But then there was bombs in Baghdad that went off or something around the embassy. But also now, and this is what I would say, I mean, after hours and kind of looking at it, I think this is the main thing, but kind of correlating it with everything else. Today was just a weird day for valuation. Again, when the bonds, dollar, S&P, gold, all these are moving like that, it's hard to understand the real value, especially when they're coming off of a big move. So this is both normal, but at the same time uncertain. So the piece of news here that a lot of people said it had to do with Congress. McConnell came out and pretty much said that there's a stalemate and that there's no real progress. So despite the executive action, it's looking like nothing else besides the executive action might get solved, and this could lead to bigger issues. So that is all what happened today. But overall, again, what happened with like gold and bonds and this level of velocity, and then the far out of space or left field news from Russia, just a very overall surprising day, and I would just say overall wild. So keep your eye out for this. We'll talk about what this means for the plays, but pretty much Friday. But how this week ends, I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to be really aware of what's happening now with if anything else moves. Again, take a look at global currencies or if there is any news developments. But by Friday, again, depending on if we pop or not, just don't forget the market you're in and all the other stuff. Again, you don't want to get pump faked. You don't want to be late, but it's better to be late than wrong. So give it till by this Friday. We still have different plays. And again, we need to observe the rotations to see how everything plays out. But depending on this Friday, it could give us an idea. And think about it, putting us into this Friday, that will be firmly the 14th, right in the middle of August. So just think about that for the timeline. But overall, what I'm saying, play the clock, and that's what I'm looking for the rest of the week. But there was already a lot of news. The market could still react to pretty much everything we saw and expect developments kind of off of the heels of these different areas. So going to be watching out for that, but that was pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I mean, the biggest gem, like I said, Friday is going to tell us the real play. If it makes sense to scale in, again, you see the premiums. I mean, time is always your best friend. I'm going to be looking. I want to see how things develop. I'm patient again. Caught my eye. Pay attention. Let's see what happens from here. But that's the first thing. Everything else, you guys might hate me. I only made one play. I took profits on some, but it's pretty much the same plays as yesterday. There is one new play that we made. So I made both of these plays, GPS and Qualcomm today. I'll show you when I switch back to the platform. But the last one, McDonald's, we are holding that. But pretty much, like I said, pay attention to the rotations. I still like this play. So it went up, and I think depending on the close, it might have came down. Yeah, it's a weekly. So this play we got, the one we got yesterday, that 212 again, I'm just going to watch, maybe get more time, but watch if the rotation takes place or how they react if the market comes down, because remember, they are trailing behind. So that's the first one. Again, now to GPS, I'll show you, but here's a rationale I want to make clear. It's an earnings play. It's a lagger. I have shares. We already had a play on it for January, so this was pretty much an average down for me, but I will tell you, if any volatility picks up or if the rotation gets worse or everything kind of does start to liquidate, again, gold, stocks, bonds, everything, that's a full-on liquidation. People start to worry or any news development could cause that. These plays, Gap, even Snapchat, any ones that were really, really weak, these will get clapped first. So be careful and understand the risk. Usually their former dividend yield, because they don't pay them anymore, will kind of give you a better insight. So watch out for that. Be careful. But as far as that play, I actually ended up doing it on the Robinhood right here. Again, we haven't made an option trade on this, and we went over this account today too, but grabbed the January 45 calls. We already have the 40 calls, but I grabbed 100 of these at 5 cents, spent $500. They shot up. They had a little run up. And again, the thing I said with Gap, I really, really liked. Again, my key, again, I could have flipped it after I got the profits, but the thing I liked was earnings And again, like I brought up yesterday, how they're kind of lagging behind. But the thing I really like, they're moving up a little bit after hours. I said if they close above 15, I like that. And then again, too, we also talked about, remember, we have the shares. We're up about 20% on the shares, but the options were down up until today, even though we had till January. So keep that in mind. And it's kind of even telling you about volatility expectations, so on and so forth. But that was the first play that we made. And then the second play was Qualcomm. They had news that they got like a FTC, a trade commission case reversed against them. I think it had to do with Apple. I'm not too sure, but it pretty much benefited them. They were going crazy. This was a big move, and why I liked it, don't forget, they surprised on earnings and had that crazy move up. This is a big price level for Qualcomm. So I liked it, but I got caught in the premium. I ended up paying pretty much the price of the contracts after earnings, but they've decayed 4 days. So I could have got a better deal. I wanted to maybe flip them out. I got the August 21st 125s. They're pretty far out the money, but I said if it breaks above 112, that would have been really good. So, but watch them. Again, I like Microsoft the most. And then the final plays, I sold half of those UALs at 36 cents. I think I bought them at 25. Remember, I wanted to quick flip those the other day. We got caught in them. They had profit today. So took advantage of that, still holding the other 15. I sold that final FedEx. We bought these at 60 cents, sold them out at 7.40. I sold the two of them at 2.80 or 2.60 yesterday. So they were up today, wanted to take profits. I was like, it was up, and because I made that gap play, I was like, all right, we could take profits in some areas and hold the rest. But that was all the action on my part today. As far as everything else coming in tomorrow, watch Apple. Again, they had some news about slowing iPhone demand and just their size after the earnings. They're going to impact the S&P a lot more. So if anything, watch and just pay attention. This is that rotation. This is that big difference. So even though the SPY didn't move down as much, 2.3% on Apple is pretty big considering their market cap. You saw this with a lot of the NASDAQ names. This is what I meant by that velocity. And this is what's causing those moves, because now these are moving down fast. Even though other stuff may not be moving down as fast, they could still pull things down. So that rotation is getting very, very wide. Pretty much they're selling off these stocks faster than they're even buying back the value. So even if you don't see value rotate and they go into the value stocks, the problem is they're selling off the tech faster. And that is what's making this look a little bit like March and some of the volatility we saw in June. But this was only for like 30 minutes and 1 day. We can't get too ahead of ourselves. So watch Apple again. Watch all the other tech names, Facebook. Pay attention to Disney. We had that weekly call. I think it expires this week. Yeah, we have the 134. It came, damn, it's back to break even. It was up a lot. I should have sold them there, but we were so close to the money. I was holding them. I didn't cut them, but they held up. Again, pay attention to how Disney's kind of held up in all this. It catches my eye. Anything that's positive today, pay attention to. So even the banks and all that, I wanted those play. They were expensive, but watch them. Watch Microsoft, again, similar to Apple. Then watch Myrna. Again, they're going crazy after hours. Remember, we have that August 20, the one we were up a lot on. It might come back. It's definitely going to come back to life tomorrow, but depending on how this moves and this news, again, it's going to do the volatile biotech, maybe just sell off in the morning, but there could be a play in there maybe, but watch all those stocks. Then watch Walmart. I still have those old January ones. I confirmed that, but remember, I think they have their earnings, I think right around the corner. So I think like on the 18th or 20th or next week or this week, but keep that in mind. And again, don't forget, they're kind of in that rotation mix, especially how they perform with the virus. And then Twitter, they had news today. Again, they're holding up, but they had the official news come out from the company today. They actually verified that they're going to do a subscription model, and that is what caused it to come up. I looked, there was a lot of premium. I didn't like it, so we just kind of watched. But that was pretty much it. Again, I'm going to be watching for the rest. There is going to be just watch GLD and even TLT again. You guys are seeing now a lot of people chased it up on the way here. Watch for that dollar tantrum to end, and that's what I'm watching. But now, I mean, in some way, let's keep watch the shot clock. That's why I'm saying being patient, because now this saved us a lot of money, and this is going to work really, really in our favor, because think about how many people now just got burned off of TLT and GLD and silver. Now there's going to create an opportunity to fill some of those gaps and hopefully get cheaper premium or help the premium come down to earth, so we could really, really get a good play at the right time. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys are ready. Tomorrow is going to be exciting. Even the rest of the week, even coming into August, I hope you're ready. Even with the election, we're getting more news, more developments. You're seeing it is going to be an exciting rest of the year. So I hope you are locked in, ready, and focused. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to control the budget, the balance, wait for the right event. Even now, don't force it. Control the budget. And if you didn't control the budget, well, who cares? You got to learn from it. If you made a mistake, don't shame yourself. Don't shame others. Don't make excuses to make the same mistake over and over, baby. But stay focused. Be patient. It's better to be late than wrong. But the GOAT loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.